Day here at Molineux. I'm joined today by Joe Cole and Bambi. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sure Peter Crouch has already gone viral today.
Lovely. Yeah, just want to warn both sets of players, it's slippy out there today. I hope they're wearing the right footwear.
Crouchy, how can Wolves try and get at this Liverpool side today without Virgil van Dijk, without Trent Alexander-Arnold in the starting lineup?
Yeah, I did. I think Gary O'Neill touched on it before the game. You know, he would have preferred both of those players being out. You know, they've got to get into a tried and untested centre half.
Everybody, so we're at Molineux today as the players emerge from the tunnel. The colourful and noisy home of Wolverhampton Wanderers for a game that could take Liverpool top of the table, albeit in a season that's still very much wet behind the ears. The Premier League back after the first international break of the new season, and with the transfer window now closed and the new signings settling in nicely, we can really look forward to what lies ahead. The teams lining up, and the Premier League weekend gets underway with Wolverhampton with the home side. There are two changes for Wolves and a debut for the new signing Jean-Rickner Bellegarde. The Frenchman replaces Pablo Sarabia. The other changes up front where Hwang Hee-chan comes in for Fabio Silva. Manchester City loanee Tommy Doyle is on the bench, and Nelson Semedo plays his 100th Premier League game.
Yeah, it's been a mixed start to the season for Wolves in terms of results, but actually I think Gary O'Neill could be reasonably pleased with how the team's adapted and performed since he's come into the job at such short notice. I know there's a lot of hope with Matheus Cunha at the top, because that's where the biggest problems are in the box, so we'll be hoping to rectify that this afternoon.
So let's have a look at Liverpool then. Jurgen Klopp makes three changes today. Trent Alexander-Arnold is injured, so 20-year-old Jarell Quansah makes his first start in the Premier League at right back. Elsewhere, Darwin Núñez and Luis Diaz drop down to the bench, replaced by Cody Gakpo and the Wolves' old boy Diogo Jota. Núñez does have a slight knock after international duty. Ryan Gravenberch is a substitute, as is the fit again Ibrahima Konate.
Yeah, I think the big thing for Jurgen Klopp is just selection issues. Essentially, he's had a load of players away on international duty, making long journeys, so he's put together a team that he thinks can obviously win the game. He's got goals out there, he's got a team that are winning games, high in confidence, and he'll be hoping they can put together another performance today.
And a debut for the new signing Jean-Rickner Bellegarde. The Frenchman replaces Pablo Sarabia. The other changes up front where Hwang Hee-chan comes in for Fabio Silva. Manchester City loanee Tommy Doyle is on the bench, and Nelson Semedo plays his 100th Premier League game.
Yeah, it's been a mixed start to the season for Wolves in terms of results, but actually I think Gary O'Neill could be reasonably pleased with how the team's adapted and performed since he's come into the job at such short notice. I know there's a lot of hope with Matheus Cunha at the top, because that's where the biggest problems are in the box, so we'll be hoping to rectify that this afternoon.
So let's have a look at Liverpool then. Jurgen Klopp makes three changes today. Trent Alexander-Arnold is injured, so 20-year-old Jarell Quansah makes his first start in the Premier League. Officiate the VAR is Paul Tierney. And the players are gathering here around the centre circle at Molineux, because before the match we're going to observe a moment's silence following the tragic events in Morocco and Libya.
All at Wolves were saddened by the recent tragic events in Morocco and Libya, which have seen thousands of people lose their lives and thousands more their homes. We'll now partake in a period of silence to pay tribute to all of those people affected by these awful events. This will start and end on the referee's whistle.
A moment silently observed. Well, there's plenty of history here between the teams. Liverpool clinched a title at Molineux in the mid-70s, the days of Toshack and Keegan, and while the ground has changed since then, it remains a long and storied rivalry. Liverpool start third, but will go top with a win. A victory for Wolves will join a group of 4 teams on 6 points if they can get all 3 points here today. So off we go, the gold shirts of Wolves, the all-red of Liverpool. A Liverpool team, Jermaine, that started this season very impressively.
Yeah, they have. And, I think you could see at the back end of last season, Jurgen Klopp got over the frustrations of the early parts of the season. He got them playing in a certain way, adapted Trent's position at times just to kind of get some performances out of them. But with the additions that he's added to the squad this year, I think as the lad was saying, he looks like a happier man. He looks, like he's starting to see that vision in his side now. They've just got to put it all together on the pitch.
Just one little alteration to the lineups is the fact that Joe Gomez is right back and Jarell Quansah, the 20-year-old, has started off as a centre-back here on the left side alongside Joel Matip.
Yeah, I mean, he's already asking Joe Gomez to go and do pretty much what Trent did and go into those central areas and get on the ball, and where Joel Matip comes out to this right-hand side. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on how that develops.
Here's the first involvement for the new man.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا بكم مشاهدينا الكرام. في فيديو النهاردة هقول لك على موعد مباراة فريق فولسبورغ الألماني ويونيون برلين الألماني في الجولة الرابعة والأسبوع الرابع من الدوري الألماني. فريق فولسبورغ الألماني يستضيف فريق يونيون برلين على ملعبه في الجولة الرابعة من الدوري الألماني. فريق فولسبورغ اللي بيقدم مستويات جيدة جدا جدا على ملعبه يستضيف فريق يونيون برلين الطموح والذي يطمح ويسعى جاهدا للحصول على ال3 نقاط والفوز على فريق فولسبورغ. طبعا زي ما احنا عارفين ان هذه المباراة ستلعب يوم السبت الموافق 16/9/2023 وستقام هذه المباراة في تمام الساعة 4:15 عصرا بتوقيت مصر والسعودية. شكرا لكم على مشاهدة الفيديو.